are listening to the Better Me podcast. Before we get into today's episode, wish you all a fantabulous day ahead. Today's episode is going to be about 10 psychological disorders, and I'm going to be explaining in detail about each one of them. When it comes to health, we normally concentrate on our physical health, but we most of the time neglect our social and mental health. As per WHO, that is World Health Organization, a person is considered to be healthy only if all the three aspects of physical, mental, and social well-being are met. It just does not mean that a person is healthy if he is free of physical ailments. He should be mentally and socially healthy. But what does mental illness actually mean? There's always a taboo around such topics because people feel that if somebody says that they are not mentally healthy or they're having some kind of a mental issue, they are forced to think that they don't fit into the normal society or something is wrong about them. The fact might be different. They might be suffering from any kind of mental illness due to the circumstances that they have been through or due to the people with whom they had to interact. It might have caused them such huge pain or suffering that pushed them into that kind of a mental illness or a problem. But our society has created a taboo around such mental illness that even if somebody is suffering from a mental illness and they find it out, they don't come out and say it to others, or they are not able to take up a positive step in the direction to become healthy. And we should all note that at some point or that other in each and everybody's life, we might have come across some kind of an mental illness. It is not something that is to be frightened of, or that it isn't something that you should be really thinking one shouldn't be exposed to. We're all humans and not everybody's life is perfect. We all come across adversity in our lives, and sometimes we do become mentally sick. But is that normal? Yes, it absolutely is normal because we are humans. But for that, we should first of all know what are the normal, common kind of sickness, mental sickness or illness that people normally get in life. There are a few psychological disorders which I'm going to be explaining in this episode. Knowing them will help you to understand and figure out if you are one among them who is going through any kind of this disorder, or any of your close friends or relatives or anybody whom you really care about is going through such a disorder. Knowing is the first step to curing, remember that. And that's why I'm going to be talking about common 10 psychological disorders. The first one is phobia. Phobia is nothing but it's an anxiety disorder involving irrational and persistent fear of an object or situation that lasts for more than 6 months. This may also trigger panic attacks. There are specific phobias like fear of animals or objects. There is something called as social phobia, which means that fear of others' judgment. There's another thing called as agoraphobia. It's nothing but fear of leaving home or a small safe area. So normally, if you have any of these symptoms, or somebody who has these symptoms, they are actually suffering from phobia. And it's not that difficult to cure it, remember. Everything has a cure. The next one is depression. Sadness, apathy, or low mood lasting at least 2 weeks and is severe enough to disturb regular activities can be termed as depression. You know what? 2 to 7% of adults with major depression tend to commit suicide. So it's not an easy thing. It has to be really, really taken into consideration. You just cannot say, he's just depressed, he'll be back to normal. No, it's that severe that 2 to 7% of the adults with depression tend to commit suicide. The symptoms could be low self esteem, loss of interest, low energy, guilt, isolation, sleeping disorder, loss of appetite. These symptoms actually mean people might be into depression. The next one is PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. PTSD is a medical disorder that people can develop after experiencing a life-threatening or traumatic event like warfare, accident, sexual assault, etc. And you know what? 50% of rape victims develop PTSD. The symptoms could be flashbacks, nightmares, sleeping disorders, disturbing thoughts, attempts to avoid trauma-related cues, heightened fight or flight response. The next one is OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, a very common disorder among people. It's a type of anxiety disorder in which people have recurring thoughts or urges to check something or perform an activity repeatedly. And there are 4 kinds of obsessive compulsive disorders, where first one, it's called washers, where people are afraid of contamination, so they repeatedly clean or wash. The next one, it's called counters, where people will be obsessed with numbers and symmetry. And we also have checkers, where people repetitively check things like switch, locked door, etc., etc. And the last one, they called hoarders, afraid that something bad will happen if they throw away something, so they just try to hoard things. The next one is bipolar disorder. It's a mental disorder characterized by unusual mood swings with periods of depression and periods of elevation. So the depressive episodes will be like full of low energy, low motivation, loss of interest, apathy. It might also have maniac episodes like high energy, reduced need for sleep, loss of touch with reality. Typically, as the name suggests, the person will have 2 kind of characteristics he'll be able to undergo, with low end, which is totally depressive, and the other one full of energy. The next one, which is very common amongst most people, is insomnia. Yes, if you didn't know, insomnia is also a mental disorder, a condition where people find it difficult to fall asleep or to stay asleep. This may be caused by different psychiatric and medical conditions. The impact of it is low energy, lack of concentration, irritability, depressed mood, cognitive impairment, and sleepiness. The next one is eating disorder. Yes, it's a surprise, but yes. It's an illness that involves irregular eating habits and extreme distress about body weight and shape. It's 3 types. One is binge eating. Under this condition, the people often lose control over his or her eating habits. The next one is bulimia. It's nothing but binge eating followed by behaviors to make up for overeating, like fasting, forced vomiting, etc. The last one, it's called as anorexia. It's nothing but obsessive fear of gaining weight. A person suffering from this actually fiercely limits food consumption. So, if you're somebody who's trying to avoid eating food or eats too much, then yes, It could be a sign of your mental disorder. And it's nothing to be worried. It can be solved, it can be cured. Next one is schizophrenia. It's a serious disorder which affects a person's ability to think, feel, and behave correctly. Sufferers may find it difficult to distinguish between reality and imagination. The symptoms include hallucination, disorganized speech, lack of concentration, fear, hearing voices, and delusion. The next one is paranoia. It involves intense, anxious but irrational feeling of being under threat, conspiracy, or persecution. The symptoms include mistrust, anger, feeling of betrayal, defensive attitude, hypervigilance, suspicion. The last is panic disorder. It's a type of anxiety disorder characterized by sudden episodes of fear and panic attacks, which typically last about 10 minutes. The symptoms include sweating, shaking, palpitations, rapid heartbeat, numbness, and shortness of breath. These are the 10 common psychological disorders that most people face in their lives at some point or the other, and it's nothing to be feared about. It is just normal, and we're all humans, so there would be ups and downs in life, and sometimes we might be forced to fall into such kind of disorders, and it can be cured. There's nothing like you shouldn't be undergoing, or you shouldn't know somebody who is undergoing any kind of a mental disorder. It is natural, normal, and can be cured. Just remember that a healthy life also means a healthy mind.